Hello, thank you for watching. We're going to do some resin casting today, and I have a story for you once we kick this off. First off, we have some clear cast resin, a gram scale, a plastic cup that I've cut so we waste less resin as we mix and pour today, a disposable plastic pipette that we'll use to carefully fill these little gemstone molds and avoid overfilling them, as well as a couple larger molds with some goodies inside. For the main event, we have this circular mold with the hole pre-manufactured. We're going to insert this handgun bullet and coat it with resin. Then when it's cured, we'll add this little necklace so the pendant can be worn. Here we have a casing of the same caliber as our bullet, and I've knocked out the primer cap so we can use this in our necklace. Now, we have a large cubic mold and a round cut diamond mold, and I've arranged some nature goodies inside each one, trying to create some unique paperweights. We'll be dusting these two sets of gemstone molds with mica powder. When the clear cast resin cures, it'll suck up the powder and give the gems a nice semi-transparent glittery appearance. We have this gram scale to accurately weigh our resin, and I think it's about time we get started. Okay, it's time for a story. Now, I have a friend who recently moved in with a new roommate. We'll call my friend Bud and his roommate Cap. Bud saw Cap showing off on social media, getting a little fancy at a gun range, perhaps ignoring some safety protocols, and when he got home, Bud called Cap out on this behavior since Cap was ex-military and should honestly know better. Eventually, Cap wanted to show off the new firearm, so he started goofing around with it in front of Bud. Cap forgot that the safety was off though. The gun discharged and sent a bullet straight into the floor of the downtown Los Angeles apartment that Bud and Cap were renting together. Thankfully, these two lived on the bottom floor, so the bullet didn't penetrate the floor and land in somebody's head. It did ricochet, and it was discovered sometime later under a couch by Bud. Bud asked me if I'd be interested in casting a pendant of sorts using this bullet, and I happily agreed. I've been meaning to goof around with some resin casting, and I'm always on board with shaming friends for dumb stuff. So here we are. Bud is going to have a nice necklace that he can put on whenever he needs to remind Cap that guns are fun, but they're also super goddamn deadly, and you need to take them seriously. The gems came out very nicely. You can see they pulled the mica powder perfectly, and they have a gorgeous shimmer to them now. You can also use glitter or any other dusting material when you're resin casting, but be warned that some materials will cause certain resin compounds to react. Always test your resin in a small batch before committing to a large batch with untested materials. You don't want to waste supplies, right? Mica powder is a favorite of mine because it hasn't caused any unusual reactions with any of the resins I've ever worked with. And speaking of testing, I didn't think to use my vacuum casting equipment for these larger molds, which means we ended up with a ton of bubbles in here. The round cut diamond is barely acceptable. Our little nature cube is, it's absolutely trash. That's just how it goes sometimes. I'm gonna toss this one out. Now that our pendant is cured, you need to attach it to the shell, which will then attach the necklace to. I've twisted some wire with the drill to get a nice, strong connection, and I've threaded it through the hole in the shell where the primer cap originally sat. I'm taking some Sculpey clay so that we can set the shell upside down and fill it with resin. The clay provides stability and makes it so the resin won't drip out of that hole in the center. We can easily clean up the clay once the resin is cured. From here, it's all time-lapse and some pics of the finished products. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. If you're having a good time, consider liking the video, commenting, and maybe even subscribing. I'm always looking for new projects to try, so let me know if there's something you'd like me to demonstrate. Cheers, Souffle Art.